Brother Harris talked about the activism of Judge Thomas. You know, laid the foundation for some of the accomplishments that he's done. But I think about that myself. I'm an activist. I've been very active in the community. I've been trying to push the envelope so that blacks can enjoy more freedoms and get more things under their belt. But I'm looking at this project right now. I'm looking at your contributions, your group that's still trying to push the envelope. See, many of us get too comfortable and we think that we've gotten all that we've got. But he mentioned Judge DeSantis, who's trying to negate our vote. He's trying to negate our historical significance. He's actually trying to push back time where we couldn't talk about history. And so we have to keep fighting. We have to continue to do the things that you and MoCAAD are continually doing. Why? Because it's not over. The fight, the struggle continues. And there's still got fight. We still got some things to fight about, right? And so the significance of what you're doing right now to rehash Judge Thomas' accomplishments and the things that we've all benefited from, don't take that for granted. And that's just a pull up to you. I know you don't, because you wouldn't have the group that you have. I know you don't, undertake and mistake your significance. But more of us got to become more active. You understand me? I'm running for commissioner in one district. I'm doing that so that we can elevate life as we know it for the residents there. That's the only reason I'm doing it. I'd rather be on a boat somewhere, fishing, deep sea fishing. You understand me? But it's significant that you have me and this brother and his history and his family, because you can do a story on just his family. Obviously, being a part of D.A. Dorsey family and the significance of my father in the community, it's significant that we are sitting here together. That's not by chance. Something spiritual going on here. You understand me? So I greatly appreciate you inviting me. I will continue to take the lessons learned by Judge Thomas. But think about this as well. You're talking about teacher salary being equal. He took that on. Just think about that for a moment. Think about the climate that he did it in, where you could lose your life for saying the wrong thing. You can lose your life for the activism that he displayed in a heartbeat, but he continued to do it. As a black professional, I'm a retired firefighter paramedic. We had to fight certain things within the system. So when people ask me about the fire department, and how was it, how is it? The fire department is a microcosm of greater society. You got good, you got bad, you got racist, you got liberals. And so you have to deal with that when it comes, because they were spitting in people's food when I got there. You understand me? But when I left, there was a lot more respect for black males than when I entered into it. And I'm proud to say I had something to do with that. Personally, me and others had something to do with that. So, again, the struggle continues.
Yeah, and in actuality, I have a picture. It's 1973. You've been a firefighter. My grandfather was a commissioner at that time, the only black Dade County commissioner, Reverend Edward T. Graham. And they fought for a lot of things. And one of the things they fought for and got was a fire station in Model Cities, right over there on 27th Avenue. Dewey Knight, who was at the time an assistant county manager, but Dewey Knight had a lot of influence on things that happened in Dade County. And so I think the mayor at that time was Jack Orr. And I have pictures when they were doing a tour of the then new fire station, right, which still is there on 27th Avenue. And the irony of it is, while my grandfather was vice mayor, George Orr died in office, effectively making him interim mayor. So you would never see anywhere written that Miami had a black mayor. A metro, it was Metro-Dade County back then, but you won't see it, okay? And so I don't know how long he was interim for, probably not long, okay? But you have people like a Dewey Knight who could make things happen in terms of the administration of Dade County, which the courts are part of administration, okay? The court system. You had, at that time, just one commissioner at Miami-Dade. Now there's 4 black commissioners, okay? And so the fight will never end. The fight is on all fronts. And he probably had a huge, huge fight at the time because he would have been the only one, Judge Thomas. But thankfully it was here where this probably felt like home, here in Overtown. Right. Overtown was, you know, I remember Sonny Wright. Sonny Wright had a Sunday store over here. Yeah. And while we were supposed to be in church, we saved the money we were supposed to put in church to go buy candy from his store, okay? It was just so festive, Overtown was. I remember people like Les Brown, okay? I remember the first time I got on a boat, it was at Virginia Key Beach, and Butterball saw my granddaddy and said, Reverend Graham, you want to ride on the boat? And so the first boat I ever got on in Miami was for Butterball, okay? And so right now we could throw a lot of names that had a lot of influence in Overtown, but now we can't do it. It has changed so much, but because of him and his inspiration, it inspired other people to become attorneys and such. And the judgeship is a little different. A lot of times you have to run for that office or be appointed. So those are not like guaranteed, but I'm sure there was others who wanted to follow in his footsteps. Not just to be a judge, but to be fair, to give hope to others, to be a trailblazer so others can follow. And one of the things I say every morning is, I hope when people see me, they see Jesus in me. So sometimes people are inspiration to others without even knowing it. You know, it's like you watch the history or a story of Jackie Robinson, these little kids. How many people did he influence? He didn't know all those kids, but they wanted to be just like him. How many little kids like he and I ran around Overtown back in the late 50s and early 60s? A lot of us, okay? And it was actually a pleasure to live here, Overtown, until it was time with, again, urban renewal, and we were forced to leave. But there was so much pride here, Overtown, Coconut Grove, Richmond Heights. And I don't know that we'll see it again, because this phenomenon hit the country. It divided a lot of black communities. But getting back to him, you know, because you can only be first once, and he was our first, right? You had to carry yourself in a certain way. You had to have a certain character, because everywhere you went, people looked at you. And many people, there was a lot of envy and jealousy, and some people would hope that you would fall, believe it or not. And so you had to be very careful about what you did, who you associated with, what you said. And even if you said the right thing, there were people who still would come after you to try to detract from what you're doing. Now, I know he was from Ocala. Some of my relatives are Ocala. They're here now because they got run out of Ocala, okay? I don't think that's his case, but some like Dorsey Miller and others, my Uncle Willie Ford, they were run out of Ocala. They came to the house and said, these guys, tomorrow morning, they have to be gone.